Today I will show you how to build a simple jig to sharpen your chisels and your plane blades. Okay, so this is quite a simple idea. I've basically taken two blocks of wood like so. I've drilled holes in them. I've left a space wide enough for the widest of the blades that I'm going to want to sharpen, which is the plain blade like this. I've taken both of them. Now the bottom one, I've drilled holes and I've put in two of these wood inserts. That is the size of one of these knobs, which is an M6, which I'm going to use to tighten the top block to the bottom block like so, with the blade or the chisel in between them. Now obviously there's going to be two of these, so I've put in two of those into the bottom one. I've only flattened the top quite a bit because the thread doesn't come all the way to the top and I wanted it a bit closer, so I just chamfered the top edge away. And then at the bottom I've made two grooves on either end. Now the one groove would be for when you want to actually sharpen the blade like so. It's going to be at an angle, so it's going to give a bit of leeway to get the correct angle against the sandpaper or the sharpening stone. The other one at the back is going to be for the roller bearings that I've got here. Now what I've done is I've basically taken three roller bearings. It's a M6 hole in the middle as well. I've put some nuts in the middle of them and I've tightened them so that they're all steady. They don't move around at all. And then for the two ends, I've taken two blocks of wood like this, one for each end. I've also just rounded the one edge, and that would obviously be the end that is also going to face the angle so the corners doesn't catch. And then I'm going to put two nuts, one on each end, and then I'm going to stick this with glue and put two self-tapping screws from the top side through to hold them in place. Once this is completely in place, this will simply go on top, and I will then tighten with two of these knobs from the top to hold it in place. So let me first get this all together, glue these in place and drill holes for the self-tapping screws. And once this is done and assembled, then we'll see how this works. Alright, so as you can see, I've now attached the bearings with the threaded rod to the bottom. I've countersunk the two holes from the top to put into screws as well as glue. So you can see this piece that I chamfered in front, it now makes a nice angle permissible. So this is the top part which I've set. So now what I have done with these two knobs that I bought is I just put in two washers on each side, just to give a bit of space between the wood and the knob to easily tighten and untighten. Going to just put them in for now, just so they're attached. And then once the gap is in between, you can then either put your chisel in between, just loosen that a bit like so, and then from the side you can just adjust the depth according to the angle that you want to sharpen. And once it's at the correct angle, and once this is 90 degrees square to the planer itself, you can tighten the knobs, and then either on your piece of sanding paper like this, moving it back and forth, you can sharpen it until it's a straight edge, nice and level, or even on a whetstone like this. You can do some finer polishing or sharpening depending on what grit you've got on this. And you can see this one is very blunt, so obviously that's gonna have to go quite a bit. But then also, since this is wide enough, you can also then take your wood plane blade like this, just screw this one back in, and also look at the angle at the bottom like so, put it in straight as required, tighten it down, and then same procedure either on your finer grit sanding paper or your whetstone. You can sharpen this blade as well. Now obviously you can use different grits and so on to get the desired polishing or the desired, oh yes, this is very sharp now. And then obviously also just always remember to sharpen the backside as well, just to clean off the burr that's coarse in front. So there we go, a nice simple design in order to be able to sharpen your blades, and for your planes and your chisels as well. Now if you do like this video, be sure to like it at the bottom. Until next time, thank you very much.